So I was going to do this speech from that chair in that little studio looking format, but that's not me. Not me at all. Just going to do it over here and shoot from the hip. So you may or may not know me already, but I'm the founder of Rumble.
That's Chris Pavlovsky.
Which is now a public company poised to take on big tech. As a child in Canada, I always admired America and the First Amendment. I grew up in a schoolyard where everyone hurled all kinds of stuff at me, friends, everybody. And while it was something we all had to deal with, it made me and made everyone else a stronger person.
I do remember once upon a time, the old expression, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never harm me. Can you imagine? This was when I was a kid. In 30 years, we've gone from sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never harm me, to silence is violence. Although I can imagine there's some extreme circumstances in which silence is some form of violence. Okay, if you don't stand up for injustices, I guess that's one way of bastardizing the expression. Okay, hold on. I've interrupted Chris. Hold on.
Americans and even Canadians never wavered when it came to free expression. That's what led to amazing moments in our society for like hundreds of years. But now things are changing at an incredible speed.
FYI, this video was when they went public, so over a year ago now.
The importance of freedom is being quickly forgotten, and it's being sold by big tech agendas. One of the motivations for taking Rumble public is something I've kept to myself. I feared that the system could prevent it from happening. Many critics and even some investors wanted us to stay private, but if we did, we'd lose our fight for freedom. I put years and years, decades of thought on how to take on this system and how to win. In a world controlled by massive corporations, you cannot defend freedom from the sidelines. You need to fight the system head on. You need to be smarter, harder working, and most importantly, you need to catch everyone by surprise. No private business can beat trillion-dollar public companies. These big tech companies influence information flow, academia, governments, and a vast part of the population.
That much I think we're currently living through. This was not prescient, when Chris said it a year ago, but it's damn good for the Rumble zeitgeist. We're not gonna play the entire 4 minutes. I just want to stop after one statement in particular.
But here's the good news. We just surprised the entire world. We have created a vehicle for the public to get behind. It is now up to the public on how bad they want to win this fight. Because we can't win this alone. We need you, every single one of you. We now have a chance to grow our market cap to take on big tech. This is the only way to win. We'll use this market cap to acquire amazing talent that won't be influenced by corporate media or big tech.
All right, I can stop it there. That's all I wanted to get to. That's Chris Pavlovsky, CEO of Rumble, for those of you who don't know. For those of you who also don't know, an extremely sincere man, principled, so much so that when France says, take RT off of Rumble, or, hold on, what did I just do here? Or, do it. And he says, no, well, then we're not going to offer a Rumble in France if the cost of doing business in France is forsaking our soul. All right, now hold on. Before we keep going, let me make sure that we are live. Are we live? Hold on. Okay, good. We're live there, so I can see it on Rumble. Good. Yeah, we are. Okay, I can see it on Rumble. Something's weird on StreamYard. I'm not getting the same information that I typically get. Okay, so we're live on YouTube. Yes, good. We're live on Rumble. And we're live in vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Scuba Jim in our locals community says, I bought 1,000 shares the other day. Full disclosure, I don't own one share of Rumble because I don't want to even run into... Once you see how you don't even have to do anything illegal in order to get indicted in 4 different jurisdictions on 78 charges, I don't want anyone making any accusations. So in as much as I want to buy stock of Rumble, I haven't. And if I ever own any, it will be public information regardless. But yeah, I got faith in the company. I got faith in Chris. Period. Full stop. Okay, so that's it. I see the problem now. It's not refreshing on Rumble, so I can't see the chat live in Rumble. It doesn't really matter. So for those of you who are new to the channel and you don't know how this works, I'm Viva Frei, Montreal litigator turned Rumbler. Former Montreal litigator turned Rumbler. Exclusivity with Rumble. Everybody knows that. It was announced in the press wire, whatever. And so what we do, we start live on YouTube and Rumble, and then we go over to Rumble exclusively while maintaining our stream on Locals, vivabarneslaw.locals.com. And then after the stream is over, we go over to Locals and we have a bit of an after party, take some of the tips there, answer some questions, and talk about other stuff that we don't talk about, not illegal stuff, just, anecdotes, life experiences, and we have a discussion with our vivabarneslaw.locals.com community, which is above average. I'm not going to see the super chats coming in YouTube. That's interesting. Well, hold on a second. Not to get paranoid right away. Okay, no, so it's all on here. All right, I can't see the comments, so I'm not going to get the I can't highlight the super chats in StreamYard. Okay, I can't do it. I see one now. Mike Pierce just put in a $10 super chat. It says the problem with Canada is that half of the population speaks French and the other okay, no. Canada is a beautiful country of the people. The government has destroyed it, and we're going to spend a lot of time today discussing exactly how the government has destroyed it. I won't be able to highlight the super chats, so that's going to suck. Okay. For everybody out there, also the standard disclaimers: no medical advice, no legal advice, no election fortification advice. YouTube takes 30% of super chats. If you don't like that, we're simultaneously streaming on Rumble. They have the thing called Rumble Rants. Same concept. Rumble typically takes 20%, but for the rest of this year, they're taking 0%. Best place to support the channel is on vivabarneslaw.locals.com. But the other best way that I, also support the channel, you may have noticed it says this video contains a paid sponsor. Because it does today, people. Now, full disclosure, it's a product that I don't use because I don't need it just yet in my life. But I know that it is a product that some people do use because some people have thinning hair and need to thicken out that thinning hair. Provia hair thickener. And I'll try to stick to the script, but I'm going to go off the script a few times here. Are you one of the millions of American men or women dealing with premature thinning of the hair? I am not. I like to think that even if I were thinning my hair or losing my hair, I'd go like the full Bruce Willis and shave it and own it. Some people don't want to. Some people don't want to have the hair plug. Some people don't want to use nasty chemicals. And so they use Provia. Natural, doesn't have the, what I'm told are the side effects of like maybe odorous cream or greasy stuff or the chemical side effects of the other stuff. It's developed by Genucel, which we know is a product that we like. It's a company that we like. Let me just see here. I'm going to screw this up. It uses something called Procapol, which is the ingredient that thickens the hair naturally. It's from a company that I like their products, that I use, the skin stuff, and it works. The hair stuff, not only do you not have to worry about it not working, if it doesn't work, 100% money back guarantee. So you go to proviahair.com/Viva or promo code Viva. You get 50% off the most popular package thing that they have there. And that's it. Maybe we'll see if I ever have to use it, or maybe I'll see if it can thicken out my already thick mop of a head. Go to Provia Hair. Let me just make sure I got the website done properly. proviahair.com/Viva or promo code Viva, and you'll get 50% off. Trusted folks at Genucel. It's good stuff. Okay, link is in the description as well. So anybody out there want to thicken your hair, avoid hair loss, prevent it, nothing to lose, 100% money back guarantee if it doesn't work. Okay, good. Oh, I feel a little naked not being able to see the chat. I like seeing the chat. Do I take a chance and refresh and then see what happens? I'm going to refresh and see what happens. You might lose me for 30 seconds. Refresh. Reload. Do it. All right, I'm back. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Oh, you see, it was worth it. Chat, let me know that you can see it. And here, now look, I can bring it up. The problem with Canada is that half of the population speaks French. Okay, Mike Pierce. I know this is a joke. Half of Canada does not speak French. I think Quebec, 8 million, 85% French. New Brunswick, 50-50 French. Ontario, not quite 50-50. And then there's the rest of Canada. It might be close to 50% speaking French. Okay, good. And now I got the chat. That's very good. Okay, now speaking of Canada, we're going to do the Canada stuff. Then we're going to go over to Rumble and do all the other stuff. Okay, good. I'm going to just make sure that we're good here. We are good here. All righty. All right. Voila. Boom shakalaka. All right, people. This is amazing. They are we're going to say, parentheses, when I try to do AI-generated clips from this, I know where to start now. They are incapable of telling the truth. They are just incapable of it. And the aggregate knowledge of the interwebs calls them out on it. Boy, howdy. Listen to this. There was we covered the story of the Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party, spouting or promoting conspiracy theories of the WEF. And I railed hard on everybody who said that was a conspiracy theory. Because it's not, and we know it, we don't need to go over it again today. Now the new media hit piece on Pierre Poilievre, and I know some of you out there are going to say it means he's over the target if the media is coming after him this hard. Others of you out there are going to say it's controlled opposition. This is how the Uni Party plays the game. Look, at some point in time, we're going to be describing the same thing. They're coming after Pierre, and they're coming after Pierre hard. Now, listen to this. This is a question that somebody asked Pierre Poilievre yesterday. I don't want to spoil the punchline. This was a question somebody asked Pierre Poilievre, and think of him what you will. He looks too much like Clark Kent. Everybody sees through the charade of taking off the glasses and, looking like a badass, ripped, flexing arms, wearing tight black shirts, whatever. One thing that nobody can accuse Pierre Poilievre of is not thinking sufficiently fast on his feet. And he certainly thinks a little faster on his feet than the journalist who asked him this question. Listen to this.
Hello, Mr. Poilievre. A number of your own comments and actions have been characterized as dog whistling to the far right.
Sorry, by who? Hey, it's a number of your comments and actions have been characterized as far right or something like. By whom?
Who?
By a number of different. But I think it's been characterized by that way. But
I think it's been characterized that way. I don't know.
Are you trying to court? Are you trying to court the far right?
Sorry, I just need to clarify. By who?
By a number of different experts.
Do you hear her voice? I feel bad for her. Her voice is shaking. She's like, holy shit. He's asking me to cite my sources? A number of people. Okay. By who? Spoiler alert. She never gets there.
And a number of different people who work in this. Okay. Well, I think it's been established that this is a concern.
I think it's been established. By whom? By you?
Trying to court the far right vote.
Who are these experts? You say that there are experts who are saying this. Who are they?
My question is, are you trying to court the
Sorry,
far right vote?
I am sorry. Your question seems to be based on a false premise. You can't even tell me who these experts are. It sounds like it's just a CBC smear job. Thank you.
But wait until you see where this goes, people.
But what about the question about whether
the answer is that I have a common sense agenda to axe
blah
the
blah blah.
carbon
Now he
tax,
gets into the politics.
bring home powerful paychecks, clear the way to build affordable homes, to put people in housing that they can afford. That is a common sense, mainstream Canadian agenda. And I know that Justin Trudeau's supporters are so desperate to distract from that because his political career is falling apart. So we're seeing an attempt here to distract and protect Justin Trudeau from his extremely unpopular carbon taxes and other failing policies. But we won't let him or his or others distract from that reality. So thank you.
Distract from. Remember that phrase. But let's see what this. Let's see where this goes from now. By the way. Okay. Hold on. We want to go here. The reporter came out and said, "This is the reporter. I guess it's the reporter behind the screen. But for the fact that she actually put out this tweet, I don't know that many people would have known who the reporter was. Teresa Wright, journalist. I watch Canadian national politics and policy, alumni of Global News, Canadian Press Poly, Prince Edward Island Guardian, Contact. Okay, whatever. Oh, hold on. What's that? Okay. So she says, she takes to Twitter. Apparently she's the victim in all of this. I tried to ask Pierre Poilievre whether he is trying to court the far-right vote. He could not answer the question, saying my question sounded like a CBC smear job and a distraction from real issues. And what does she show to evidence her to substantiate her claim? A photograph, a still picture. Let me just see if we can get any of this here. I tried to ask Pierre Poilievre a question, why he's trying to court the far right. He wouldn't answer, saying my question. And I show you a picture. Well, here, I showed you the entire video, to which I said, by the way, until you see where this goes, it's just glorious. Why did you post the picture and not the actual video? You said a number of different experts have characterized Pierre Poilievre's comments and actions as dog whistles to the far right. You then embarrassingly could not substantiate that accusation, which served as a basis for your loaded hogwash of a question. Look, pay attention to this, folks. Not that everybody watching doesn't already. This is what you call defamatory framing. When did you stop beating your wife, Mr. So-and-so? You want me to answer that question? I got answers to that question. None of them are going to be polite because your question is infused with a defamatory false premise. It's what we call dishonest and defamatory framing, using a false premise to support an accusation framed as a question. And then we watched the entire video. Your question was exactly like a CBC smear job, which makes sense because you worked for Global News, which is no better. It gets even better, if you can imagine, people. Hold on. Let me get it here. Where is it? Oh, see, this is why I need to have the things a little bit more. Here we go. Look, don't read this part. Oh, she then went on to say, I'm also not I don't work for the CBC. And the aggregate knowledge of the interwebs being what it is, and I say these people as in these state-funded propagandist hack of journalists, they think we're stupid. They think that we're not going to discover that they are pathological liars, and they think that they can treat us as idiots because they think we're idiots. And she went on, you'll have to just take my word for it because I can't see it here. I don't work for the CBC. And then this individual right here, hold on, who said this? Kelly Charlotte. Boy, you got to give him credit where credit's due. Seems to have discovered that her husband does work for so not only does she work worked for Global News, her husband apparently, look at this, it's like the internet will find the answer. This is Teresa Wright, reporter Teresa. My husband sent flowers to my office for our anniversary. Thanks, Carrie W. Campbell. Interesting. Carrie W. Campbell, and I double-checked this independently afterwards, just to make sure. Provincial affairs reporter for the CBC in beautiful PEI. Oh, but I'm not a CBC reporter, but my husband is. Was he one of the experts who said that Pierre Poilievre's comments and actions are courting the far right? They are incapable of being honest, and the democratization of the internet and the aggregate knowledge of the internet calling out their lies is exactly why they need their supreme leader, Justin Trudeau, to reign in the interwebs and make sure that Canadians can't discover the truth on their own. Oh my goodness, a bunch of corrupt pigeons living off hard-working Canadians. Oh, and you see, like, it's just lie after lie after lie. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you an accusation framed as a question. A number of experts have. Which experts? I don't know. I just made that up and wasn't it? Are you courting the far right? Hey, journalist Teresa, had that been your first and only question, are you courting the far right? The follow-up from Pierre might be, what do you mean far right? Far right in Canada? Tell me what you mean by far. But no. You loaded your bullshit question with an accusation based on a fabrication, or at the very least, maybe there were some experts who said it, state-funded liberal Trudeau hack experts, maybe your own husband who works at the CBC. He wouldn't answer the question. I just asked him if he's courting, and he avoided the answer. Here's a picture. Oh, I'm sorry. So I see from the video, you're a hack. You made up a statement. You couldn't substantiate it. You're not the victim. You're the aggressor. I don't work for the CBC. Oh, no, you work for Global News and your husband works for the CBC. This is independent media in Canada. Holy crab apples. All right. Well, that was the funny story. The rest of it is not going to be all that funny. Let me just see something here. Yeah, let's go with is this just no, that was it. Clearly far right dog whistle here. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, hold on. So this is also funny. This is the absolute state of Canadian journalism. Remember when Pierre Poilievre in his answer said you schlocks, you hacks at state media are just looking for any way to distract from Justin Trudeau's crime regime, corrupt, unethical crime regime. It's my humble opinion, people, although it happens to be substantiated by 2 ethics violations, allegations of Chinese Communist Party infiltration, corruption, donations to the okay. When Pierre Poilievre said, you're just trying to distract from Justin Trudeau's failings as a prime minister. No. These are hard-hitting journalists. I mean, this is Pierre Poilievre going to Prince Edward Island to do, press stuff. What does the media have to say? This is not a joke. I thought it was a joke, actually. Kate McKenna, I do wonder if she's related to Catherine McKenna, senior parliamentary reporter for CBC News, Prince Edward Islander. She works for CBC News. This is another one of the hard-hitting journalists who's holding the Trudeau regime's feet to the fire, holding them to their standards, making sure they're a responsible government. No. She's complaining that Pierre Poilievre said Saint Edward Island when referring to Prince Edward Island in French. Île de Prince Edouard is the island of the Prince Edward. Apparently, he said Île de Saint-Edouard. He didn't just say it once, though. He said it twice. Pierre Poilievre got the name PEI wrong in French several times. That son of a bitch. This is an affront to all PEIers. He called it Île de Saint-Edouard, not Île de Prince Edouard. It's Île de Prince Edouard, Prince Edward Island, not Saint Edward Island. Mic drop, Kate. Oh my... I said this in a response, but you can't see responses when you're not logged in. I said, you deserve a raise, Kate. That is some hard-hitting journalism. Then I had to add another joke because, damn, it's funny. Saint Edward. I think he was called Saint Edward. Oh, I'll Google exactly who it was afterwards. He was a saint. There's a Saint Edward school in Florida. I didn't know this. I just Googled. I say, what would be funny right now? I was looking to see if there's a right-wing connection to like a Saint Edward, or if there's something in German, I don't know how to say Saint Edward in German, but no, I discovered that there's a Saint Edward school in Florida. And so, from the party that smells and hears dog whistles everywhere, I just had to say it. This is clearly a far-right dog whistle. You see, Saint Edward's school is a school in Florida. Florida is a racist and bigoted state with extreme MAGA Republican policy. When he said Saint Edouard, Pierre was obviously signaling his support and admiration for the far-right state of Florida, while also discreetly shouting me out in the secret coded dog whistle. Fist pump, Pierre. Surprised that you missed that. And then the jokes started coming into this, that I deserve a job at the CBC News or Global News. Someone said, there were a lot of jokes that came in afterwards and said, Viva, I work at Global News. I'd like to offer you a job. That is some hard-hitting investigative journalism. These people are idiots. That is a journalist who works for CBC News, and her hot scoop of the day is that Pierre Poilievre, when talking about Île de Prince Edouard in French, said Île de Saint-Edouard not once, but multiple times. Holy crap. Impeach him. Impeach him. Arrest him. Indict him. Indict him. Indict him on hate crimes, because he's undermining the national identity of Prince Edward Islanders by having accidentally said Saint Edward. Then my brother, hold on. Let me get my brother. My brother had possibly the best response to this. And for those of you who don't know, I have siblings, but only one of them is active on Twitter. And let me see if I can get it. My brother for the win. Here it is. My brother is actually still a practicing attorney in Ontario. Lion Advocacy is his Twitter feed. Lion Advocacy in for the win. And he says, what's worse, calling PEI St. Edward Islands or calling several million Canadians racist misogynists for not getting vaccinated? He ratioed her so hard in her own tweet. On a free, democratized internet, the truth shall prevail. The truth shall set you free, and the truth shall shame these pathological gaslighting propagandists into a corner where all they're going to have to say is, we need protection on the interwebs. We need to control this non-Canadian content. Oh, okay. Lion, my brother, I'm fairly certain he too is incapable of lying. Viva for the new ethics commissioner. I don't know, man. I think something. So Mario Dion used to be the former ethics commissioner, the one who twice convicted Justin Trudeau, or twice found him in violation of the Ethics Act or the Federal Conflict of Interest Act, and the third time for the We Charity scandal, miraculously exonerated him, and then shortly thereafter left for health reasons, I think. Man, I don't think it's possible to remain non-corrupted where there are forces that will do bad things or threaten bad things on you. And I was thinking of this, like, I don't think I can be corrupted. I might be susceptible of being intimidated, in which case it's not a question of like corrupt, here's $1 million or I'll promise you a position. I don't know. What do you think? I want $600,000 an hour for a speaking gig? No. But, people could be intimidated. I suspect there must be a difference between being corrupted and being intimidated. I look at Mario Dion, magically exonerating Justin Trudeau for what would have been 3 strikes, probably you're out, and then leaving the Ethics Commission, retiring for health reasons, and then lo and behold, Justin Trudeau has yet to even fill that position again. So Canada right now doesn't have a, what do they call them, the Commissioner of the Ethics Commission. So yeah, it all kind of makes sense. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go over to Rumble. I'm going to give everybody the link here. It's pinned in the top. So here we go. Link to Rumble. We're going to do a little more Canadian stuff. We're going to do some American stuff. We're going to go over not the full video from Legal Eagle, but we're going to analyze a certain part of it where Legal Eagle is explaining how at the very least, the DC indictment against Trump has some, jurisprudential, precedential support or justification. That just so happens to be January 6 injustices and Douglas Mackey meme conviction, but we'll get there. So let's do it. Get on over to, Joe Rogan. He roasted Trudeau. One day, it's going to happen that I'm going to be, I jog and I listen to Joe Rogan, and, he always has a guest on. I'm listening to the one this morning. Who is it? It's Joe Rogan, Mike Baker. And for those of you who don't know, what was the info on this? Mike Baker. I was listening to Mike Baker. One day, it's going to happen that I'm going to be listening to Joe Rogan, and somebody on that show is going to talk about me. And then I'm going to have to stop, and I'm going to say, that's it. It's happened. But whenever he rails against Justin Trudeau, man, have I got the factual goods on Justin Trudeau? We got here. R.Y. Davis says, thank you, Mr. Frei. Can't comment over on Rumble yet. I have to create an account, but want to thank you for speaking truthfully here and from. I am incapable of speaking untruthfully because I'm afraid of being called a liar. I'm afraid of being thought of as a liar. And so it's a neuroses. It's not necessarily even a good thing. Like sometimes I can't lie when I'm supposed to lie. But there's no greater curse than being a liar and being thought of as a liar. So that's it. Okay, let's do it. Come on over to Rumble. We're going to end on YouTube in 5, 4,